Do you ever wonder how your favorite players of the past would perform today in the modern era? Like a prime Gareth Bale at Spurs with Big Ange, or Gigi Buffon returning to Juventus alongside the likes of Zambrotta, Fabio Cannavaro, Del Piero, Nedved, and more? What about Philipp Lahm and Bastian Schweinsteiger reuniting with their old mates Neuer and Muller? How much more overpowered would current day Real Madrid be with all their old icons returning to the club? Could Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Xavi and Mascherano help Barcelona out with their financial troubles? What about the Red Devils? Could their signature lineup of icons help them out of their current banter era? He's an icon in my book, prime Eden Hazard back at the bridge with Cole Palmer on the right. I'm surprised he even fits on the screen. Big 2-meter Peter. Could he help the Potters back up to the Premier League? Or could JJ Okocha, Makelele, Blaise Matuidi and Ginola help PSG to their first ever Champions League title? Well, today we'll be finding all that out and more, because I added every icon and hero back into world football. They've returned to the current day in their prime right here in FC 25. We have storylines galore in today's video. As an example, for clubs like Liverpool, they're so damn good. They have that many iconic players returning that the likes of Ian Rush, Mo Salah are stuck on the bench. But if you're the likes of Real Madrid, Inter, Milan, most of your starting 11 is filled to the brim with icons, cult heroes, fan favorites, club legends, and that's all thanks to this database right here, this squad file I've loaded up. We also can make all the icons 18. We could have them all start out in the free agency. The possibilities are endless here on PC, and if you want to see more crazy content like this, more insane simulations, make sure to drop the video a like down below, hit subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I thought we're in the theme of former legends and icons returning to their former clubs, so why not bring the special one, Jose, back to the bridge? It's our first taste of FC 25 modded content, and now we have let the icons roam free throughout this career mode save, not only for club football, but on the international scene, World Cups, Euros. And you're probably gonna think, like, what's the point of this? They're all old, they're all at their current ages in real life. However, in career mode, players don't decrease in overall after they've hit the age of 40, so it might be an issue here with these younger icons. Ramirez is 37, Hazard is 33. Just to be safe though, I've got the development rate for seniors and youth players both on fast. The transfer market is active, and we're just gonna watch this all play out, see how the footballing world reacts to all these new icons added to the current era. Let's see what kind of results go down. We've already gotten in an offer, or multiple offers here, for prime Eden Hazard from Juventus with a little swap deal, and then Manchester United 51.4 million pounds. There ain't no way we're letting that happen. I'm just gonna block all offers. It's good signs seeing that probably two of their only club legends, Yaya Toure and company, are starting. But how would a stacked Chelsea Icons 11 with Mourinho back on the touchline do? And against City, at least they rewrite the wrongs of real life 2-2 with both Ramirez and Mr. Chelsea himself, Frank Lampard, on the score sheet. And it's sad to see that social media have just forgotten about the likes of Xavi, because they're writing about him like they've never heard of him before. That team of the week is winding back the clock there. Seeing Eric Cantona, Bobby Charlton, Campbell at Arsenal, already making that instant Premier League impact. Deadline day is upon us with all these icons involved. I'm sure Fabrizio Romano would have been working overtime. And the most expensive deals of the summer. It doesn't look like any icons so far have been purchased, and I don't think any of them will be, because they're all in their 40s, I guess. So it kind of makes sense. They've decided to stay loyal and at least give it a go. So it seemed to be a very uneventful transfer window. No major shocks or storylines to report on so far. Even with all those icons returning to the new camp, Barcelona still need to raise some funds somehow, and have sold Lamine Yamal to PSG. Nevertheless, we'll be keeping track of all of them right here on our comprehensive shortlist. Trust me, we have gone all out here, people. We've added, honestly, over 100, nearly 200 icons and heroes to the game. Legends, dead or alive, spanning over multiple teams, multiple leagues. The possibilities, the results today are literally going to be endless. As we simulate and let career mode cook, make sure to let me know down in the comments below, what icon do you want to see added into the game in the future, and which one of your favorite players deserve a hero or icon card for FC 26. The Ballon d'Or nominees are out, and in 2024, Haaland is just automatically programmed to win it in vanilla normal FC 25, but this time he is is up against some greats of the game, Rivaldo, Gerd Muller, and Ronaldinho in the mix. Now, can one of the icons dethrone Haaland and throw this career mode on its head? And we have our answer, Ronaldinho coming out of retirement to win his second Ballon d'Or of his career. And it's garnered quite the reaction on socials, 8.2 million likes. I could only dream of numbers like that. There's no way Fabrizio Romano could have leaked that one because no one saw this coming. At 44, he's still putting up a sizable market value of £30 million. He's bringing back that Brazilian flair, that vibe that is just missing right now in current day football. In the winter transfer market over the course of January, nothing really major happened either. No big money moves, but most importantly, no big icons or heroes on the move, which I guess is kind of realistic. I wouldn't want them moving all around after I've put them back at their former clubs. I'd still love to test them out and see what would happen if they all became free agents though. Now UEFA right here have just announced the team of the year for 2025. We've only just hit 2025. No matter what the logistics are, you can slowly start to see the icons return to dominating. Whether they're winning Ballon d'Ors, whether they're getting named as team of the years, they're just forcing it by adding Rodri in there, playing him at a left mid, but Ronaldinho's leading the line up top with Haaland, Xavi and Zidane in midfield, and all legends back four, including Zanetti, Mascherano, Philip Lahm, and Koeman. How did ter Stegen fraud his way into there, but it shows for some pretty compelling viewing. No matter how many times EA say that they fixed the CPU lineups and player selection, never believe them again. Because how in a title deciding match are they not only benching Rooney for Joshua Zirkzee, but Yapstam, Vidic, and Schmeichel, also Cantona as well. Even Bobby Charlton's missing, like the only icon they're starting is Rio Ferdinand, who is like on half stamina. Now, what side did they actually go for when it's match day? Because sometimes that opponent analysis is inaccurate. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. I do see Scholesy, I do see Schmeichel in the mix, flipping the classic Jose Mourinho mind games on us. As yeah, Peters in net, you've got Yapstam at the back, Tyler Morton somehow makes the midfield, but Van Nistelrooy, Park Ji-sung, Anthony starts in and amongst the likes of Scholes as captain. Eric Ten Hag, my brother, what have you done to this club? Frank Lampard, it's vintage stuff here from the ex-Chelsea boys. Eden Hazard wants to pop one from distance. He's got his mojo back, Eden. Anthony getting the better of Cucurella. Who would have seen this one coming as the Brazilian? He's got Cantona in the box. He decides to go far post to Park Ji-sung, and Petr Cech couldn't keep that one out. Literally saved it right into the path of the Korean. What a mistake. Where's your helmet when you need it, Petr? What an interception by Ramirez as Lampard sees Drogba in the clear, and it's another big boy save from Casper. Corner, can Cole Palmer whip some magic up here? And ice cold Cole Palmer with Lampard on the prowl. He's outside the area, wants to take on a long shot, but does the unselfish thing. And how is Drogba missing these chances? He was offside anyway. Big old Roy Keane on for Manuel Ugarte. Oh, here we go. Eden Hazard in the clear. And the man himself, the proper Barclays winger, has slotted one top bins. Even the bench boys got excited for that one, but the Belgian just went whack. As United are bringing on George Best. I mean, like, when you've got this kind of star power on the bench, it's absolutely insane. As Lampard sees Drogba, the old connection, the old one too. Now, that wasn't the result either side wanted. Even with a win on the final day versus Nottingham Forest away, that left both Manchester clubs fighting it out for the Prem title. But City went with one loss all year, and with all those icons added back in the United roster, Ten Hag managed to fumble that, either on goal difference or head-to-head. They lose out the Premier League title, and Man City go 4 in a row. Meanwhile, Gareth Bale's Spurs move up into the top 4. And the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, I thought, would easily be title contenders too, but that just wasn't the case. Shearer has dragged Newcastle up into 7th. Tim Cahill and Howard at Everton take an 11th place spot, and most of the clubs without icons, as you'd predict, finished in the bottom half. And the Premier League Golden Boot race, I mean, you can add as many icons as you want to the modern era, but Erling Haaland is always going to finish out on top. 28 goals in 36 games. The icons bringing the best out of Cole Palmer with 23 goals. Jack Grealish Grealish and Gary Lineker right behind him with 22, and Robbie Keane at Spurs starting at striker with 20 goals. The king, Eric Cantona, I thought he'd at least put up 20 minimum, but he only scored 19, and Alan Shearer at Newcastle, 17 goals. Look at that, 4 in a row. I feel like I'm back in the prime Barclays era. They all put up respectable figures, double figures. Bobby Charlton, who played, in the 60s and the 70s, possibly even before then, finding it hard to adapt to the modern times, only 11 goals in 35 appearances. In terms of assists, Jack Grealish, the main playmaker of the league, but Park Ji-sung and Bobby Charlton both in the top 5 with 10 and 9 respectively, as Eric Cantona also got 7, and Gary Lineker keeping Leicester alive with 6. The Golden Glove Award here goes to helmetless Petr Cech there in a 3-horse race. Tim Howard at Everton surprisingly with 7. There's no way this Chelsea squad don't send Başakşehir here to the cleaners in this match. In the Conference League final, it was a professional 2-0 display with a nice little Drogba double. Sees them go all the way. Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, but we have a little bus celebration, and I don't think they'd be getting a trophy parade if their returning icons only managed to win a Conference League title, especially with Mourinho. This doesn't warrant closing down an entire street in London just to have an open top bus parade. I've never seen Cole Palmer that excited in my life, but it is what it is. Mourinho's back. It's Mourinho's rules, as it was a Northwest derby in the FA Cup, which saw Liverpool win out 2-1 against Manchester United at Wembley. Oh, they lost out the Carabao Cup final to this inevitable Man City squad. Tottenham, Spurs and Big Ange win out the Europa League with a 7-6 win on penalties against the juiced Man United in the final. Ten Hag still has this club in shambles. Los Blancos, they're running out of room in that trophy cabinet because they've gone ahead and won their 16th Champions League title. However, none of their players are in the Champions League top goal scorer charts, as it was Dusan Vlahovic to be the Golden Boot winner there with 12. It's crazy considering Ronaldo has like a 15-16 goal record when there was way less games in the Champions League. But we've got the likes of Kanu at Monaco with 11. No real icons on this list until we hit Samuel Eto'o with 7 goals in 14 appearances. Robin van Persie slotted in 7 for Feyenoord. Eusebio at Benfica coming through there with 6 goals in 14 appearances. Kenny Dalglish at Celtic with 5 goals in 10. Thomas Rosicky at Borussia Dortmund, 5 assists in 11 games. The likes of Eto'o, Gerd Muller and Del Piero all coming through with 4. Bullet the Bullet with 3 assists in 14 appearances. And there can only be one man to take home that Golden Glove. It's Gigi Buffon. We're in 2025. It's a bit of an off year. No World Cup, no Euros. But in real life, there is the Club World Cup, which of course isn't in career mode yet. Otherwise, we'd have that to look forward to. Even more football in this modern era. That's where I think these old heads and the former icons, the legends, wouldn't adapt, because the minutes and playtime demand for these players is just getting out of hand these days. 59 goal contributions is out of this world. I mean, I'm trying to make it about the legends in this video, but the chippy chips enthusiast is stealing the spotlight here. Pogba played the most, 65 appearances in all comps. Eden Hazard got that big goal against United. He also served up 17 goals and 6. Lamps getting himself 7 and 5, and the cult hero Ramirez 5 and 2 from CDM. To see all these lads reunite under Mourinho, it just brings a tear to the eye. And I don't mean to alarm anyone, but we have Ferenc Puskás. No, he ain't pushing 40, he ain't pushing 50, he is pushing 100. He's about to hit the century, and I want to see if you could have a player aged 100 in career mode. Just like he's still holding that 92 overall. Bruh, Puskás at 98 still has more market value than Antony. And I mean, a 91-year-old Garrincha isn't too bad either. Something else I discovered was that Carlos Puyol is not at Barcelona. He is at an unknown club with a market value of 0 and looks like that. However, this squad file makes up for it though, as it unlocks players that aren't even available in Ultimate Team yet. We've got the likes of Marek Hamsik with his iconic mohawk at Napoli. The Slovakian returns back to Italy, and he was just one of a kind, really. Same goes for Maicon at Inter. I mean, you'll never forget that goal in the 2010 World Cup. Now, deadline day is upon us in Season 2, and I'm yet to see any icon really make a move, big or small. They've all got that old school loyalty locked into their contracts, so no big money moves to report on. As much as I'd want to see some transfer drama and action, they just ain't about that money grabbing, bag chasing life. However, with 10 hours left on the window, I have seen this sent to my desk. We have an offer in here by Manchester United for Michael Essien, the 42-year-old Ghanaian, and I just want to accept it to see what happens, to see if the icon transfer is going to go through. through. We could mark it as the first ever icon transfer in this simulation in this video. Okay, just like that, Ten Hag and Manchester United were crazy enough to spend, I mean, it's only a little bit of money, but still, makes his way to Old Trafford. Mourinho has to say goodbye, and the icon now officially is a Red Devil. I can't get used to that. It just looks wrong. It looks weird. So I want to sign an Essien replacement, someone to link up with Ramirez in midfield, and it's none other than the ex-Chelsea man himself, Claude Makelele at 52. He'll join us here back at Stamford Bridge. He was the Kante before Kante, and for a bargain, £3 million, turns out the transfer market doesn't really value pensioners. Don't get too excited, Jose. We've got to wait till January. Now, who's coming for the crown in the 2025 Ballon d'Or race? The 4 nominees are R9 Ronaldo, Ronaldinho wants to go back-to-back, Vinny Jr. and Haaland. So we've got the old school versus the new school. And the golden ball this time, it goes to Haaland. I mean, I guess he won the Premier League Golden Boot. He did win the Prem with Man City, but I'm not sure about that one. EA love a bit of bias towards their ex-cover star, so we'll let that one slide. The icons take an L. Considering nothing has really changed on club level for any of these icons, they continue to stay put and aren't moving anywhere. However, with the World Cup on the horizons in 2026, this is going to have massive implications on the international scene. Despite the lack of international teams, I still wanted to check out and see if any of the icons were called up to their nations. We're going to have to wait till World Cup time because nothing is really jumping out at me right now. And the 2026 UEFA Team of the Year reads as follows. If only whoever put this team together knew how to field a starting 11, because it would be a menace otherwise. I don't know why Roberto Carlos is playing at centre back, Cafu's at left back, Barezi's at right back. Like, it's just a mess in the back line. Xavi's playing right wing, but otherwise everything else is kind of okay. You've got R9 and Haaland up front. Rodri still sneaks his way in as Ter Stegen. What's he doing to be goalkeeper of the year? But still, icons are dominating. To be quite honest, I don't think FC25 career mode is possible of anything else happening, but Man City winning the Premier League every season is pretty much guaranteed at this point. And then we have Eric Cantona, who's won the Player of the Season awards. The race wasn't as tight as last season, but there were way more horses in the race, I guess. Man City win it by 2 points. Arsenal always the bridesmaids, never the bride with 84. Liverpool sneak into the top 4. And then Jose's Chelsea secure that 4th spot. Cantona, who won Player of the Season with United, they only managed 76 points, sliding in 5th. Meanwhile, Spurs drop down to 6th, and Shearer's Newcastle rise up to 7th. Howard and Cahill are reigniting the good old days at Goodison Park as they're back up in the top half again. The FA Cup went to Manchester City 2-1 in the final against Arsenal, and the Carabao Cup, oh my god, Man City just do the domestic treble. That's it, video over. Man City just win everything. However, the UEFA Super Cup saw Spurs take on Real Madrid in a 5-goal thriller. Los Blancos came out on top 3-2, and this icons Chelsea actually finished 9th in the new Champions League format. This is a new thing not only for the current day players, but for the icons as well. They wouldn't have had to play this much football in a singular season ever. 6 out of the top 8 teams actually have icons. Both Leverkusen and Salzburg qualified there without any icons above the likes of Chelsea, United, PSG. Bayern down in 14th with all their icons too. Man City winning the league, but then finishing 17th spot in the Champions League. Round of 16 saw them take down Atletico Madrid 6-5 in these high-scoring 2-legged affairs. And then in the semi-finals, they had a golden chance to match up against Real Madrid, but it was a 5-3 elimination, a replay of 2024, but there was the same result as it was a 4-1 win for Real Madrid. They do a cheeky 3-peat, and that's their 17th Champions League. Oh, brother, this is so over. Europa League went to Ajax as they won 3-2 on penalties. Cruyff, Lippmann and all them successful over Marseille, and Clint Dempsey's Fulham actually went all the way in the Conference League with a 2-0 win over the Greek champions Olympiacos, doing what they couldn't do in 2010 by winning a piece of European silverware. And as Zidane with hair on his head, looking like a very happy man. Season 2 top goal scorers in the Prem, and it saw Eric Cantona not only win the Player of the Season, but the Golden Boot with 26 goals, outscoring Haaland, as Thierry Thierry Henry finished third with 23, tied up with Michael Owen at Liverpool. No one's been able to crack the 30-goal mark or even try and go for the record, as Gary Lineker's Leicester, he's just keeping the mid-table security right now. 19 goals for the English sharpshooter. Same goes for Shearer at Newcastle with 17 goals. And the heroes popping up here, 3 in a row. Robbie Keane, Timmy Cahill, Hazard, all finding the back of the net 13 times. The assist department sees Thierry Henry. He can do it both as the most creative player in the league. 11 assists. Cantona with 9. Bobby Charlton up there with 9 as well. And Clint Dempsey even snuck his way into the top 5. The Golden Glove, though, this season goes to Tim Howard, the American shot stopper, with 9 clean sheets at Everton. That's an achievement in itself. But the keepers aren't getting into the double-digit clean sheets anymore. Those days are long gone, as Serhul Girassi won the Golden Boot with 14 goals in 13 games. He was the man behind BVB's charge to the final, as Gerd Muller got himself 9 with Bayern Munich. Then Andriy Shevchenko, Drogba, and Hugo Sanchez at Atletico Madrid with 6. Both Del Piero and Van Persie with 5 goals, but that's about it. Assist department, Del Piero, Laudrup is cooking over at Barcelona. Tomas Rosicky, another underappreciated and underrated baller of the last generation. And clean sheets wise, Gigi Buffon is out here repping for the Icons with 3 clean sheets in 12 appearances. I mean, Cole Palmer's still cooking it up, being cold as usual. Didier Drogba showing his 48-year-old age with 26 goals and 3. And then Eden Hazard really started to pick it up, the Belgian, with double figures in both departments, 24 goals and 11. And Nkunku starting to take over Frank Lampard's spot at that cam position, 6 goals and 6 for Mr. Chelsea. And Ramirez, he's starting to tank because he hasn't hit that golden age of 40 yet. Downgraded to a 78 overall. Meanwhile, Makalele balling out in blue again. 2 goals and 3 assists for the Frenchman. Fear not, because the football doesn't end there. We've always got something around the corner, and the Men's International Cup, aka the World Cup, has taken place. A 24-team competition, unlicensed, but we all knew that. It's just what we've got to get used to without mods. For now, this is what the World Cup is looking like in Vanilla FC 25. This could be putting the simulation at risk, because all the icons, obviously they're old, so they've retired from international football, I guess. They've barred themselves from being called up, but I do get a sigh of relief here with nearly 100-year-old Ferenc Puskás leading the line for Hungary up top. The present-day players might be safe from a bit of icon ball at this 2026 World Cup. There's no way an 100-year-old Puskás was the only icon called up to the national teams. Despite there only being like 29 national teams in the game, Hungary didn't qualify for this World Cup. The Puskás dream is over. I didn't clock it, but oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable. As we'll go through group by group. Spain top group F, as Argentina came out second. Ireland potentially qualifying for the round of 16, as Denmark finished rock bottom. We had France, Croatia dominating group E. England just managed to scrape by and get 5 points in a group with Scotland, Norway and Morocco. Italy came through perfect in group C with all their icons, but Portugal, they've only got food tray, but they absolutely stunk the gaff, as the United States, Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey, Tim Howard and the gang are back, and they went through with an 100% record against the likes of Germany, New Zealand and Romania, as it was Shevchenko and Ukraine to finish up first. Netherlands slot through second, and Gareth Bale's Wales with a 3rd place spot that'll get them qualified. The round of 16 saw Gareth Bale knock out the US. England just scraped by New Zealand 1-0. Spain eliminate Germany in a blockbuster clash, as Argentina take down Croatia, as the quarters saw the Netherlands knock out Bale's Wales. England got by the Ukraine, and Argentina gave the hammer blow to Spain, and France got one over Italy 1-0, which saw the semi-finals. Oh my god, this is set up. But it was England 1-0 versus Netherlands, Argentina with a comfortable 2-0 over France, Netherlands secured 3rd place, and in the final we have a rivalry as old as time. It's the Three Lions taking on Argentina. Is it going to come home? Let's find out in the social media tab. There we go, Jude Bellingham standing next to the unlicensed World Cup trophy. After coming so close in Euro 2020 and 24, they finally get it right in 2026 as the Three Lions bring it home. They got rid of Gareth Southgate. Bobby Moore was up for availability, but no, Konsa got the captain's armband. Interesting choice there. Ben White plays CDM. What is this selection? World Cup top goal scorer goes to Kai Havertz. Oh dear. I think the icon and heroes are well and truly retired from international duty, as Mbappe, Kane and and Gianluca Scamacca make up the top 5. I don't know why the team logo or the national badge isn't showing up. It's only showing up for Qatar, Croatia, and the Ukraine. Don't really see any icons involved whatsoever. The icons didn't want any part of a new World Cup besides Puskás, but it just wasn't meant to be. And this is what they took from us when it comes to international management. For example, when you do your national team call-ups, let's just use Argentina as a case study right now. Look at the options. None of the icons here outside of career mode have retired from national team action, filled with ex-superstars in their prime. Depending on the nation, for example, Croatia have only got one with Davor Suker. Same goes for the Finnish, as they only have Jari Litmanen. Ghana are showing up though with 2 quality additions, Abedi Pele and Michael Essien. Or you could be one of the only nations in the game not to have an icon or a hero, like Iceland, or even Morocco and New Zealand. Spain need to chill. They have an abundance to pick from. They pretty much have an entire page filled just like that. Look, Italy even have 1.5 pages, but I think England might take the cake here. They have literally 2 full pages of icons, minus these rush goalkeepers. I don't know how they frauded their way into the national team list. You could even get father and son playing together like Peter and Kasper, both in net for Denmark, or George Hagi and his son Ianis Hagi, both balling out for the Romanian national team. And we haven't even touched on Leo Orange yet. They're just boasting. They're just showing off with this icon selection. How have they never ever won a World Cup before? It's still a mystery. To be honest, an Icons World Cup would go hard. However, due to the severe lack of national teams and a huge footballing powerhouse like Brazil still not in FC25, it just wouldn't be worth it until we get some national team mods and a proper national team expansion filled with qualifiers. Then it would probably be worth doing, but for now, it's just not the complete experience. But how much is that tournament going to play a part in the Ballon d'Or race? The icons are still transferless, no one has changed clubs, they're as loyal as they come, the old ballers from yesteryear. It was a different time, a different era. You didn't expect players to move every summer. That's one thing the icons haven't really come to grips with in this modern era. These bombastic transfer fees, changing clubs every other week, and playing international football, because I swear they do that every other time you'd have icons in career mode. So I'm starting to think that international retirement is a new feature. It is a thing in FC25 career mode. Like, surely Carlos Tevez has submitted a transfer request to City because he's getting benched by Haaland, yet he's just happy to be there. Now, the Ballon d'Or shortlist for 2026, and we have R9 Ronaldo, Mbappe, Vinny Jr. and Puskás. Erling Haaland is nowhere to be found, and the Golden Ball winner, it's going to go to Vinny Jr. to pick up his first Ballon d'Or of the year. He could have also won Brazil a World Cup, but he's just done it with Real Madrid here. He's crowned the best player of the year in 2026. And how is Ten Hag still managing Manchester United? Oh no, lads, the end could be near. Didier Drogba retiring at the end of the season. This is a travesty. I can't even renew his contract. Eden Hazard, I don't want him getting any ideas either, as it's Ramirez too. He's called it a day. How have I never seen this award reported until now? We've got the Manager of the Year award, won by Pep Guardiola. I wonder how many of those he's got in his cabinet at home, but it's just said he's had a very impressive season. Hasn't listed anything he's won or what he's done. The UEFA Team of the Year for 2027. There we land, and we've got the Ballon d'Or winner up front, Vinny Jr., alongside his Real Madrid teammate R9. Finally, Ter Stegen isn't selected, and we have Iker Casillas in between the 6. It's an all Real Madrid backline, but Hakimi's playing centre back and Hierro is playing right back. No haters in the comments, which is quite surprising. Oh wow, we have another icon offer. Hold the phone. What? Arsenal and Man City putting up bids for Marcel Desailly. Another slightly annoying thing about career mode this year is I don't think it shows if the player is retiring this season if you just have them up on the transfer hub. The little tag doesn't really come up or anything. So I don't know why Drogba and Ramirez want to go so bad, considering no other icon wants to give it up yet. Third year simulating with these icons and heroes in the Prem, and this is how it shapes up. It's the same old story, really. Man City dominated again with their Manager of the Year, Pep. Liverpool, Chelsea, and United managed to slide into the top 4, but not really competing with City or challenging them whatsoever. And then iconless Crystal Palace and Brighton get a hold of European football. As Gareth Bale deteriorates, Spurs do as well. West Ham, Leicester, and Newcastle all hanging in there. In terms of the cups, Liverpool took down Stoke City. Crouchy took the pot plotters all the way to the big dance at Wembley, but it got absolutely torn apart as our Chelsea boys took down Blackburn to send off Drogba, Ramirez in a 2-0 Carabao Cup win at Wembley. With the UEFA Super Cup, we've actually seen the Europa League winners Ajax defeat Real Madrid 2-1. The inevitable Galacticos aren't so perfect after all. Just take a look at it. I mean, with an icon roster that boasts the likes of Kluivert, Gary Littmanen, Rijkaard, Van Basten, and the one and only Johan Cruyff, I'm surprised they haven't popped up on the radar earlier. The Conference League saw Shearer's Newcastle take home some European silverware 2-0, and then the Europa League Spurs couldn't win that one again with a 1-0 loss to Braga, and they keep the Tottenham tradition alive as it's 4 in a row. This new format hasn't helped whatsoever when it comes to changing the outcome, because Real Madrid just go on to win it despite them finishing down in 6th in the group stage. Even though Lyon, Marseille and Monaco have their fair share of icon additions, PSG still take home the Ligue 1 title by 2 points, as over in the Bundesliga it was Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen get the better of Bayern and Dortmund's icons. They've done it without any help, and over in Serie A, Juventus making the Champions League final but falling short. Roma with the least icons in their squad. So really it just shows in career mode that anything can happen. Eredivisie, surely Ajax won it. No, PSV. Ajax win against Real Madrid in the Super Cup, but then fumble the league by 14 points. And then this is the big one here. It is La Liga, and it's Barcelona. Real Madrid. They've won 4 Champions League titles in a row, and they finished 3rd. 75 points in La Liga. They just threw away the league, and Drogba to send him out on a high. The Ivorian calling it a day and sharing the top goal scorer award with Haaland with 23 goals each in 38 appearances. Michael Owen and Eric Cantona make up the top 5 with 21 goals apiece. You got some familiar faces like Alan Shearer, Frank Lampard, Bobby Charlton still killing it with 12, and then Park Ji-sung and Timmy Cahill both netting double figures this season. In terms of assists, both Michael Owen and Eric Cantona were both as creative as each other, landing themselves in the top 5 and putting up some decent numbers, and then both Ashley Cole and Thierry Henry pulling their weight alongside Dempsey and Lineker. And the Golden Glove this time, Petr Cech has fallen. Champions League Golden Boot, and it goes to Bradley Barcola, only with 9 goals. What are with these low scoring numbers? I thought I'd see records broken with this new Champions League format, but it wasn't to be, as Didier Drogba came oh so close to getting a Champions League Golden Boot with 8 goals, Del Piero with 8 in 15, and Frank Lampard, Shevchenko, Hagi, Davilsuka, all the icons having a little run there. Michael Owen, he does it in the Prem, he does it in the UCL, and assists wise, it's Rui Costa at Milan, 5 assists in 10 appearances, and Del Piero snuck in the top 10 with 3. Oh wow, we did it. He did it. He's hit the century, and he's still got the boots laced up. He hasn't retired whatsoever. He's still kicking about at age 100. He needs to be knighted ASAP. Can you even buy a player that's 100 years old? Let's go in. Let's try. I want to activate his release clause. I'm surprised he can still walk without a walking stick or a cane. He doesn't look a day over 50. He still wants a crucial first team role, getting paid 570k a week at Real Madrid. The Hungarian getting generational wealth. And can we make him play until he's 105? Oh my god, we don't have any money. How do we not have money? Bro, we literally have 829 million pounds in the bank. Make it make sense. The math ain't mathin' here. Let's just accept it. Maybe the game doesn't want us signing an 100-year-old player, but we did it anyway. And that is for 15.4 million pounds. The man whose career should be long gone. He ain't at the nursing home. He's out here balling at the bridge. Surely that's like some sort of world record. I've broke the record of something. No one has ever signed a player 100 years old in career mode before. We have hit new heights, and I will take all the credits for it. I'm just that guy. And I just want to see the magic moment. Show me the magic moment of an 100-year-old Puskás walking through the doors at Chelsea. We are living in an alternate timeline. He's still running on the treadmill like he's in his prime as well. 99. I mean, we should have given him the number 100 if that was possible. He's just from a different time. He's got that sauce about him, and he proves to be the perfect replacement for a 48-year-old Drogba. We've doubled his age and gotten a huge upgrade in the process. Get out of here, Nicholas Jackson. Respect your elders, mate. Puskás up front. And a couple of other icons have had the idea of hanging up the boots, and I think this could be a cool little concept to explore in a fully fledged video, but this has obviously got to be Pele's regen, Fabio Ribeiro. He has potential to be special. He's a cam/striker, and I believe this is Jairzinho Eduardo da Silva. He's only 17, 80 overall, has potential to be special, and honestly, I'm quite surprised it didn't happen in the earlier seasons. But it looks like Drogba and Ramirez weren't the the only ones. Well, Drogba's region surely is in the Prem, and he's spawned at Spurs. Ibrahim Diabate has potential to be special. He's 18, 82 overall already, and voila. We're starting to see the beginning of the end here, people, with 2027 Ballon d'Ors nominations. No icons in sight, so I'm not interested. That's me out. Good news is that Buffon finally got to lift the Champions League title in 2028. Juventus beating up Man City 3-1 in the final to become European champions, and it wouldn't be a season without Real Madrid winning something. They took home the UEFA Super Cup 3-0 against Braga. Arsenal and Liverpool legends got to fight it out in the Carabao Cup final, and it saw the Gunners win 3-2, and Gerrard and the gang got to run it back in the FA Cup with a 2-1 victory over Aston Villa. Oh, would you look at that? Puskás got the ultimate send-off, winning the league. Chelsea, champions of England again. Man City down in third, Liverpool runners-up, and Arsenal finishing their classic fourth spot. And surprisingly, Timmy Cahill and Tim Howard both are relegated, with Everton finishing in 18th. That's almost as sad as Crouchy still being stuck in the championship with Stoke. What a moment that would have been, the icing on the cake for Ferenc to take home the golden boot, but he was 3 goals away from Haaland, who was topping the charts. Gary Lineker still going strong with Leicester with 23 goals, as Thierry Henry and Eric Cantona both make the top 10 with 18 goals each. He even made an appearance in the assist charts as well with 8 to his name, and Petr Crouch 14 clean sheets to take home the Golden Glove comfortably. How are no Juventus legends being the top goal scorers? Shevchenko at Milan with 9, Pavel Nedved securing 5 assists, but that still didn't get him the top spot, and clean sheets, Gigi Buffon more than happy to take home the title instead of the Golden Glove award. Look, I think simulating the Euros would be a decent shout, but none of the icons besides Puskás would play in it, so I'm going to take a look and see if Hungary have qualified for this one. And no, I mean, we've got the OG Euros format, the 2012 format, and I guess it would have been a bittersweet feeling anyway, because the veteran is actually planning on retiring at the end of the season, despite us hooking him up with a 2-year contract. At the ripe old age of 101, he's got other things he wants to focus on in life now, fresh off scoring 33 goals and 13 assists, being Chelsea's top goal scorer. I don't know, why has he decided to retire? He's like at the peak of his powers right now. Just like that, with a click of a button, we have put all the icons in the free agency, and this is what the market would look like with all of them being unemployed, with a 5-star free agents rating. I've never seen that before. Pele, Zidane, Ronaldinho, Baresi, all up for grabs, all on freeze, but we only have, 4.5 pages of icons? So for some reason, this squad file doesn't include every single icon or hero. We have a way smaller shortlist this time, the players on the market. The list only has 40 players or so, nothing insanely long like what we're dealing with in the other save. But in this universe, with this database, their agents haven't been reset. They're all old, they're all pensioners. Surely they get moves this time. Surely this triggers clubs into purchasing them on a free. I mean, it's great that you can now see every single transfer that happens within a window, within a year, and that has proven useful because we've scrolling down to the good stuff. When the icons are actually free agents, they get signed and picked up by big clubs like Ronaldinho moving over to Liverpool, Lothar Matthäus being poached by Atletico Madrid, Zinedine Zidane, oh my god, Man City going to be even more overpowered. Prime Zinedine playing behind Haaland would be scary for everyone, and I'm glad we're not living in this reality, but Pele has, oh my god, he's gone to Arsenal. Meanwhile, the man trying to stop him in the North London derby and in England will be Franco Baresi at Spurs, and Real Madrid get to have Cafu on a free, as future icon Martin Adam makes the move to Tigre over in Mexico. Pele will be playing for the Gunners. This reality is so warped right now, and it looks like everyone else, besides 5 icons, have made the move on a free, and nothing much has changed considering now we're at the end of the season. I just skipped over January, and there is no real news to report on besides Eden Hazard signing on a permanent basis for Barcelona. We all know their current situation financially. They need all the freebies they can get. Let me know if I should do a full video or explore icons and heroes more in depth in a full video. Let me know if you want that down in the comments below. But yeah, the potential is there considering the crazy moves, because it didn't happen back in our other save. I'm just going to show you, here is your final look at all the icons. The remaining few, the last one standing. I'm surprised Gareth Bale hasn't called it a day. Like, look at him deteriorate down to the bone. At 38, still hasn't called it quits yet, as both Hamsik and Matuidi join him in the 70s department, but everyone else maintain their overall, maintain their attributes. And hopefully EA let you do this on console again like they did back in FIFA 20 with the Soccer Aid team. I mean, it won't be anything on this scale with all the heroes and icons in the game, but at least it's something for you console lot to enjoy, because I could just spend hours doing this, just experimenting, putting different players on different teams, making them all free agents, seeing how they perform in the modern era. There are so many ideas and creative options you could go for. The replay value in career mode just goes up exponentially with all these players involved. And of course, you get to relive the past, see some of your favorites back in the game, and not have to shell out millions of coins or thousands of FIFA points in order to have a chance of playing with them. And this is even better. You can access them without the servers, without being online, so they'll forever be here in a career mode save. They won't go away like the Ultimate Team servers will. So again, it's just a massive W for career mode players. But I just don't see EA giving you this creative license and this freedom in career mode. They want to push you towards Ultimate Team, which is the sad reality, I guess, but we've reached that point in gaming. We have to rely on PC mods and icon squad files to have access to all of them and the entire database. Nevertheless, it's been a wild ride, and to see it all unfold alongside you guys has been an absolute pleasure. If you've made it this far, make sure to comment down below BCHD is the GOAT, just so I know who the real ones are who watch all the way to the end. Drop a like on the video, of course, to help me out. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the noties so you never miss out on another video on the channel. Feel free to check out another video that pops up on your screen right now. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll catch you lot in the very next video. Bye bye.